fairy friends, it's Caroline here from the Very Nice Trading Company. Isn't this weather magnificent? I am so pleased. It feels like we have been waiting for summer for so long, and it's finally here. Hooray! So, here at outside the fairy door today, you're going to see a bit of an increased amount of activity because fairies absolutely love to have a bit of sunshine, a bit of warmth on their wings. So when the sun comes out, you will definitely see and hear and feel more fairies around you. When you see those little feathers floating by mysteriously, that's the sign that a fairy is near. When you hear that little tinkle on the breeze, that's a fairy whispering in your ear. All these little things tell you that fairies are around. So, what are we doing today? So today, outside the fairy door, I'm going to show you a lovely little scene for summertime, for when the weather is fine. And it is the fairy gardening scene. Now, there is a very particular reason I'm showing you this scene today. It's because I have just restocked and revamped a fairy gardening accessory set, and I'm desperate to show you all the little bits inside it. So this scene is pretty much going to use all the accessories from an accessory set you can find in our store, with just a couple of little added extras. So, off we go. I'm going to put you down here and turn you around so that I can use both my hands, and there you can see today's fairy door. So today we are using the bright pink fairy door with pink bunting, and I've chosen this one particularly because it's bright and it's colourful and it's so pretty for sort of being out in the sunshine. It's quite a difficult one to photograph, to be honest, because it's got these sort of purpley, bluey undertones in the door, and when light catches on it, it looks all different colours. So when I'm trying to put it on, photograph it for the website, it's quite difficult to give you a true representation. So I hope you can see today how lovely and pink it is. So what we're going to do is we are going to start building our scene. So we've got our fairy door, we've got our post box. I've popped a little matching toadstool here on the grass in front, and I've just put a few paper roses in the corner there, and that's our basic setup to start with. Now, the first thing I'm going to add are a couple of these cute little gnomes in our new set. This is Arthur and Fred, I'm going to call them. And they're the blue and the red gnomes that you can get in your Very Nice gardening accessory set. So I'm going to pop these. I'm going to put Arthur there and Fred the other side of the roses. There we go. So there are fairy garden gnomes. And now, it's not quite full-on summer yet, so we wouldn't expect fairies to be watering fully grown plants just yet. What they're going to do is they're going to get started on building their fairy garden, ready for the summer months, because as we spoke about last time, it's really good to develop these seeds. So we've got the fairy nice little flower pot here. And that's got a nice flat back, so it sits right up against either your fairy door frame or the wall behind, but it's empty, and I'm going to leave it empty. And I'm going to pop it here because we're going to do a scene as if they are filling the flower pots, planting the seeds, ready to make the blooms for summer, all prepared. Okay, so how are we going to fill this up? Now, this is the exciting bit. I have got here a tiny fairy wheelbarrow. Now this is brand new in the shop, and you can get it, you can add it onto your Very Nice gardening accessories set. And what I've done is I've just put a tiny bit of dry compost from just some multi-purpose compost. It's clean, it's not been on the ground yet, and I just tend to keep a little bit of this spare. so that I can use it in the scenes. And I've filled the wheelbarrow full of it, and I'm going to put that there as if they're about to load the compost into the flower pot so they can plant some flowers. Now, to dig the flower beds, they're going to need a spade. So we're going to pop the spade there against the wheelbarrow. We've also got, in the set, we also get a rake. So I'm just going to put that, I think we'll just put that here, as if they've also been using the rake there. And we also got a little shovel, so why not? Let's put that on there as well. Oh, it's been a hard day's work in the fairy garden today. Now, what do you wear when you're doing a bit of fairy gardening? None other than a pair of trusty fairy welly boots. How do I hold these so you can see them? They're so tiny. There we go, there's a fairy welly boot. Lovely pink with little flowers. And I'm going to stick those just here, as if our fairy's just left them where she's been working. Now, that's our little preparation scene kind of set up now, as you can see. So what they're doing is they're getting their fairy planter all ready for planting some beautiful flowers in it for later on. Now, let me just turn you around a bit. So, as we spoke about last time, it's best to not just set up one scene with everything in it and leave it, but to create that evidence of someone actually living behind your fairy door, what you want to do is space it out a little bit. So we take this as like the first step in our gardening scene. Now, so today, the fairies have got out all the equipment and they've started planting. Now, the following day, what you might want to do is transfer some of that soil or compost that's in the wheelbarrow into the flower pot, as if they've done a little bit of the work. Then the next day, perhaps you want to put out, let me turn this round, you want to put out your fairy watering can. And you might want to put that there next to the plant pot if you've put a little bit of mud in it, like you're watering the seeds that you've planted. Another day, I'm going to just put this back down so I can use my hands again. Another day, you might want to add the little deck chair that comes with your fairy gardening set. Cool, it's been hard doing all this work, so your fairy might want to sit down and read your newspaper and maybe even have a cup of tea. There we go. Because it's been hard work doing all this. So you can see how you just build that set, build that little scene day by day, and eventually you can have your flowers grow. You can replace your soil for flowers. You can move your plant pot back against the wall there with your flowers in it, like it's grown. And you can have that develop over several days, over several weeks, over several months even, you know, carrying on right up until summer. And then when you get towards the end of summer, you then start to change the scene again by taking away the flowers and putting in little twigs, fallen leaves, just to show that things are dying off now. It's autumn, you can get back out your rake and your shovel, like they're clearing away the old leaves and the old flowers. Maybe change your flowers from pink to orangey colours, or gradually developing that scene. So, I give you a lot more information about all of this and how to exactly do that transition from this setup scene, like a planting a magic seed scene, all the way through to autumn in my little mini ebook that you can find on the website called The Very Nice Garden. And you can just download that, and that will tell you step by step. If you are already a customer and you are in our fairy circle, then you can access that little ebook for free, along with all your fairy garden notes that sort of you can leave outside the fairy door with your accessories and with your scenes to let your little one know what the fairies are doing. Little notes from the fairies that say, today we've been working in the garden, or so on and so forth. And you can find that in the Fairy Nice library and in the Fairy Nice post office if you are one of our lovely Fairy Circle members. If you're not and you want to be, at the moment we're giving free membership to anyone that purchases anything from the Fairy Nice shop. So whether that's accessories or fairy doors, it doesn't matter right now, but that's going to change soon. So jump in if you want to. And I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you where you can find this on the website. So if I go back to home, here we go. Right, so here's the home page. If you come across here to Fairy Door Accessories, and you can go all the way down to For the Fairy Garden, Fairy Gardening Accessories, and there's your little Fairy Nice gardening accessory set, and there's your wheelbarrow. Now, more exciting news. Again, customers this week, you have had a little discount voucher to get your Fairy Nice wheelbarrow for free. So don't forget to use that. You've only got till the end of the month to use that. I'm kind of expecting them to sell out, to be honest. We've already got had several go. We're halfway through the stock, and they've only been released this week, so they're pretty popular, which is really exciting because I love it when these new things take off. So I'm hoping you really enjoyed today's scene. If you would like to see anything else in particular, remember it's always fine to drop me a message. Just leave me a comment on one of the posts, or you can send me a direct message here on Instagram and say, hey, I'd really like to see you do so and so, or what about this fairy or that fairy. I'm really happy to do that if you'd like it. If not, I'm going to leave you with this little scene, and then we'll be back next week again, I think on Thursday lunchtime, hopefully. And I've got something new. A particular little fairy is probably going to come and visit next week, and I will talk to you all about her when I see you next time. So fondest fairy blessings, lots of love. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine and have a magical day. Bye bye.